Hello everyone, I've been checking back at some of my old videos and unbelievably I first showed you this Shark Stratos upright cleaner way back in June 2023. It's now January 2024 and I still haven't made a demonstration video of this cleaner, so I thought I'd better rectify that now and show you it in action. I've been using this machine around my house on and off. It's not been used for the full 6 months, so I can't give you a 6-month review because probably this has been used about 6 days. I do test a lot of vacuums, so I'm using a lot of different cleaners. It's rare that I'd use the same vacuum all the time. So I can't give you a long-term review of this. I can just tell you what I think of it at the time of making the video. So as you can see, this once lovely clean Shark has been sullied with dirt, and that's what a vacuum cleaner's for. It's designed to remove dirt and dust from your carpets, your floors, your soft furnishings, etc. The thing I don't like about bagless, and there are several reasons why I prefer bagged cleaners, but one aesthetic reason I don't like bagless cleaners is they just look a mess. As soon as you've used them, they look filthy, don't they? I mean, even if you empty this every time, it's still going to leave dust inside the container. You'd have to wipe it out every time. Most people aren't bothered about that. But personally, I prefer my dust to be hidden away. I don't like it on show. But this is the world we live in. Most people do go for a bagless, whether it be corded or cordless. And this carpet has been vacuumed a few times this week with the Shark, and I've done upstairs as well. I've done the stairs, and it picked up a surprising amount of dirt. I've previously been using a cylinder vacuum cleaner for a while, and I should have saved the dirt, but when I first used the Shark after using the cylinder, it did sort of fill this bin up to here. Bear in mind, it's not a huge bin. You see how it's hollow here? So it went up to here. So, you know, it's not a huge amount of dirt. Anyway, using it again, I don't know if we can quite see, but it has picked up some dirt. The filter hasn't been touched since I got it. So this is, I would say this would be what the filter would look like after maybe a week of regular use in your home. So it's still fine. You can see it's clean on the underside. It's got some fine dust, but that will, certainly as you use the machine, that's going to get a lot thicker with dust. This white part will start to go brown with the dust. The other filter, that's pretty clean. So you are supposed to maintain the filters of bagless vacuum cleaners. I'm quite surprised the number of comments I get on my video. I've done a few Shark maintenance videos and other maintenance videos for bagless, and a lot of people didn't realise there were filters to clean. Obviously with the Shark you can see the filter as soon as you empty the bin. A lot of people didn't realise there's also a filter at the exhaust of the machine, but that filter you shouldn't really have to bother with. Maybe once a year, once every 6 months if you use the Shark heavily. But this is the filter that will certainly require at least once a month washing it. This one, you might get away. You can see it's starting to go. I don't know if the camera's picking that up. This one, you could possibly get away with less cleaning of this filter, but obviously it's up to you. You can see how dirty this filter is when you remove the sponge. So that's the main maintenance with these machines. Keep the filter clean, preferably buy another set of filters. So when you're washing and waiting for this filter to dry, you've got another set to pop in, and then you're not, then you're not without your vacuum cleaner. So that's not too bad. That's just regular use, not putting down extra dirt. Here's the dirt I've just picked up. There's not going to be a huge amount because I only vacuumed yesterday, but it's still finding a lot of fluff and fibres, and also fine dust as well. There's other little bits and pieces in here that the cleaner's found. So I can't fault the performance. Certainly the Stratos range, if you're looking for a Shark upright or even a cordless Shark, I would look at the Stratos. In my experience of using many Shark cleaners, the Stratos seems to perform the best. But yeah, it's not done bad at all. Just a quick whip round. And I've been using it, as I said, as a normal vacuum cleaner, as a normal person would use it. I've not been putting tons of dirt down and doing big mess tests. I've just used this machine as I'd normally use a vacuum cleaner, just to clean carpets and floors that look relatively clean, but just to keep on top of the cleaning. Obviously you want to vacuum on a regular basis. I do like this DuoClean head. I like the Anti-Odour Technology. Now, I can't really smell this cartridge anymore, so there is an odour to it if I put it to my nose, but I haven't noticed a bad odour coming out of the vacuum, so it possibly is still neutralising any odours. But then again, I haven't used this machine as much as a regular person would use it. But it's there if you want it. I can smell it now. I'm getting a nice whiff. It's a nice fresh fragrance. It is optional. You don't have to put the fragrance capsule in, but if you want to use it without the capsule, if you're allergic to certain fragrances or you just don't want to use it, you can remove it, but you need to put this part back in. Make sure that's in and locked into place like so. If you don't put that back in, you're going to reduce the suction at the head, because this part is in the air path of the machine. So I do like the fact that it's actually in the air path, so it's sucking in the air, passing through this anti-odour air freshener, and it's going through the whole system, through the hose, into the bagless unit, and then out, of course, through the exhaust vent. But how long that lasts under normal use, I'm not sure, but of course you can buy spares from Shark. As far as I know, you can only get one particular fragrance. There's no different fragrances. Let's just line up that, turn it, and you can adjust it. I normally just put it on maximum. I don't know if it makes much of a difference. But the thing with these cleaners, you can remove this soft brush roll, and this will, with regular use, that will get dirty. You can remove it. You've got that button there, so that comes out. And you've got this little comb here. With regular use, you'll find a lot of fluff building up here, so you need to take that off. There's no way of easily removing the brush roll. Now, Shark are claiming anti-hair wrap. I don't know if that works, you know, under every condition, depending on the hair, whether it be human or pet. I've got 2 dogs. Only one of my dogs sheds hair, and I've never had any problems so far, but of course I've not used it for a long period. But so far the brush roll is clean. But if I wanted to clean this clear part, because it will get very grubby and almost opaque, you won't be able to see through it after a while. If you want to give that a clean, it's very difficult. You'd have to undo a lot of screws to try and remove this. Shark in the past have had cleaners with brush rolls that come out easily. I really think they should do that, especially because then it's easier to see blockages. Although you do on this model have this little clean out port, you can actually check for blockages, so it's not such an issue. But I would like to see easy to remove brush rolls on these cleaners. So that's just a little bugbear I've got with this machine and many other Shark cleaners. So that's a little overview. So I'm now going to put some dirt down on my carpet so you can see a visual demonstration of the Shark in action. I'll put down some general dirt, then I'll put down some pet hair, and then also put down some dirt on my kitchen floor, both fine and larger particles, and we'll see how it copes. As I said, during normal, regular use of this cleaner, I'm more than happy with the performance, but it is quite a new machine. That's come out, there we go. So it's in lift away mode now, so now I've got to work out, yeah, it's a bit tricky. I think it's sometimes easier to take the hose off so I can get it back on. There we are. Then I can untangle the hose and pop that back. There we are, and then clip it to the handle. Right, so now we're back into upright mode, so I'm ready to clean. I've put down a fair amount of dirt for the Shark Stratos to pick up. We've got some purple sand that represents grit. I've got rolled oats, which represent some larger particles, but also rolled oats also have smaller particles in them. Clumps of hair and fluff, and just general bits and pieces I've emptied out of another vacuum cleaner bag. There's some quite heavy dust as well. So I'll pass the Shark Stratos forward and back through the middle of this. We'll evaluate the clean path, and then I'll pick everything else up, hopefully, and then we'll take the Shark into my kitchen and see how well it cleans a hard floor. Well, there you go. That's not quite 100% clean, but for 2 passes, that's pretty good. There are some bits in the carpet still I can see looking close up, so maybe 1 or 2 more passes would remove the rest of it. Can't see any of the purple sand, maybe a tiny bit, but certainly that is a pretty impressive result. I knew this machine would perform well when it's fresh out of the box, when it's quite new. Obviously the performance may deteriorate over time, so obviously keep on top of your filter washing, and possibly once a year replace the filters for a brand new set. That's pretty impressive. Everything looks like it's been cleaned up, but I did detect a slight drop off on suction. There was a bit of a blockage situation going on. I could tell by the sound of the motor. Let's just feel the suction through the hose. Hopefully you heard that. What's happened is the suction relief valve has cut in. So if this machine becomes blocked, if you get a blockage in the hose, the tube, the nozzle, or it's so full that it's covered the cyclone at the top, which I think it has in this case, the air relief valve will cut in, which will mean that the air is still flowing through to the motors to stop it from overheating. So that's a good thing. Obviously I've picked up a load of mess in one go. This machine isn't designed to pick up a lot of mess so quickly, nor is most vacuum cleaners. I could probably get away with it with a bagged cleaner, but with bagless cleaners they soon clog up if they're overwhelmed with too much dirt in one go. So let's have a look what's happened. We can see the purple. Can you see this purple sand in there? It's picked all that up. Well, I assume it's all of it. I haven't measured it, but it certainly looks clean. But a lot of the dirt, because it's gone into this machine so quickly, it's found its way. We can open the top of this. It's found its way around the central shroud, and this part here is what you don't want to block up. So when you do empty this vacuum, preferably outside, obviously you press the button at the bottom and that's got rid of a lot of dirt, but we do still have dirt at the top. So the top does open, so you can tip the dirt out from the top, and it's all clean now. It's this central shroud here, this metal shroud, that can in time, if you use the machine normally, that can get wrapped around with pet hair, other fibrous dirt. So it's always important when you empty just to check this. You can wipe it out, damp cloth or just a dry duster. Keep this clean all times, especially with this type of machine. With this Shark, any Shark, most Sharks use this type of cyclonic filtration. It's this top part that can clog up, and that's why the suction relief valve on the machine was cutting out. But now it's been emptied and I've got dust everywhere, we should be back to the full suction. As you can see, I've put down a load of dirt on my kitchen floor, which comprises of caster sugar, the purple sand, rolled oats, and we've also got some dry dog food to represent larger particles. So again, we'll do one forward and back pass, evaluate the results, and then finally clean up the rest of the mess. That's pretty impressive. It's picked up everything. It struggled, I think, with the dog biscuits. I could hear them going up, but they are in the bin. So for hard floors, the Shark Stratos and similar shark cleaners with the DuoClean brush roll, I found them to be excellent on hard floors. Not many upright cleaners, especially cleaners that don't have an adjustable brush that you can switch off or lower the speed. Now I did do this in the hard floor mode, which does slightly lower the speed of the brush, so we shouldn't get so much scatter. But yet, because of the open front with the DuoClean head, it didn't snow plough all the larger particles. Okay, we'll just finish up the demo by cleaning up the rest of the mess. For the pet hair demonstration, I'm going to harvest some hair from Daisy here, who's looking very bored. Sorry Daisy, I will give you a treat afterwards. Ooh, you're not shedding as much being winter time, but we're getting some hair off her. Mostly it's floating up into the air at the moment, but some hair's coming off. So I'm going to continue making Daisy bald, and then I'm going to rub in the hair onto the carpet, and we'll see how well the Shark Stratos picks it all up. As you can see, I managed to get some hair off Daisy. Normally I get double this amount, but as I said, she's not shedding so much in winter. Dogs tend to keep their winter coats, but in summer she does shed an awful lot more than this. I could get double the quantity in the same amount of time, but hopefully that's enough of Daisy's hair to give you a bit of a demo of the Shark Stratos in action. Okay, again, forward and back through the middle. We'll evaluate the results and then I'll pick up the rest of it. Well, as you can see, another impressive result. I can't get any more hair up, even pressing down hard. In 2 passes, the Shark Stratos has picked everything up. let's have one final look at the dust cup. We can see that there's Daisy's hair in the bottom with some more dust, but a lot of it has gathered up the top here. So again, we need to open up the top. It hasn't wrapped itself around the shroud, as you can see. That's still clear. It's just trapped itself up the top. So just give it a shake. Open the bottom again. There we are. So that's clean and ready for next use. We'll take another look at the filter. Obviously it has got dirtier after those demonstrations. There is more dirt, and at this stage I would wash this filter. But what I've picked up during the course of this video, maybe a fortnight's worth or maybe more of dirt in an average home. So I've picked it all up quite quickly. So I would say definitely after around a month or so, your filter will look like this, or perhaps even worse than that. So you will need to wash the filter on a monthly basis. If you have another vacuum cleaner to hand, by all means use that to suck off the worst. If you don't want to wait for the filter to dry, just use a cylinder vacuum or handheld and just clean the filter. So you're having to use another vacuum to clean this vacuum, or just obviously tap it outside, get the worst off and rinse it underwater, squeeze it out and leave it to dry for about 24 hours. It has to be 100% dry before putting it back into the Shark. You don't want any moisture getting into the motor. A little bit after those demos has got through now to the felt filter, and also there's some dust here around the fan, just under here. That's the fan that creates the suction, and you can see here some fine dust has got out. So again, you can just give that a wipe, a damp cloth, wipe this out with a damp cloth, make sure it's all dry of course before reassembly. Wash the filters, so that needs to go back. I'll be cleaning this up at a later stage. Just pretend I'd washed them. They'll only go in one way, they're shaped specifically to go in that direction. And then once that's done, if you want to, you can rinse the bin out or just wipe it out with a damp cloth if you want to. It's not necessary, as long as you keep, as I said, the most important thing with Sharks is to make sure you keep the central shroud clear, and none of Daisy's hair is wrapped around that, so that was good. It just needed a little bit of help getting emptied, but yeah, not too bad. So I will clean these filters obviously and give the machine a wipe down, ready for next use. Whatever your opinion is on Shark vacuum cleaners, whether it be good, bad or indifferent, you can't deny that this Stratos picked up very well during the course of this video. Everything I put down for it to pick up on carpet and the hard floor, it picked it up with ease, including Daisy's hairs. So all in all, I would recommend this vacuum cleaner if you're looking for a bagless mains powered machine. Again, it's a Which Best Buy. The Consumers Association in the UK have rated this a Best Buy upright vacuum cleaner. I quite like it. It's not going to be my choice if I only had the choice of one or two vacuum cleaners. Hopefully I'll never be in that position. I probably would never choose a Shark, or I would never choose a bagless cleaner. My preference, a bit old-fashioned, I know. I prefer a bagged vacuum. There's less filter washing and it's much easier to dispose of the dirt cleanly. So if you've got allergies, this will keep all the dirt in. The filters are pretty effective. The air that comes out of the grill here is pretty clean. But when you empty a bagless machine, you are exposing yourself to fine dust. It's unavoidable. So if you suffer from allergies, get someone else to empty your bagless vacuum for you. Anyway, that's about it for this video. If you want to see the unboxing and first look and assembly of this machine, you'll find that video on my channel, and at a later date I will be doing a simple maintenance video. I won't be undoing anything, no specialist screwdrivers. I'll just be showing you what the average user can do to keep their Shark Stratos operating efficiently. So until the next time, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.